Hi scholars, so today we are completing Module 1, Lesson 6. So let's get started by reading our learning intention. Thoughtful mathematicians use the array model to divide. Please pause the video now and read our vocabulary just to familiarize yourself. I know we've read this a few times, but these are vocabulary words that are relative to what we'll be learning today. So again, pause now and press play when you're ready to continue. Right, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to divide using an array, but before I do that, I want to make sure you understand what an array is. So an array is an arrangement of objects in equal rows. What that means is, just look at these two images here, just any kind of think of equal groups, but placing them into rows, right? So instead of having just bundles, I purposely or strategically place them into rows. So both of these, the cherries and this box, are representing the equation 3 times 5 because they have 3 rows of 5. So like I mentioned before when we were doing multiplication, the first factor in multiplication always represents the size, the number of groups, or in this case, the number of rows, and the second factor represents the size of the group, or how many are in each group. So what I mean by that is there are 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, that's where the 3 comes in, and each row has 5, that's where the 5 comes in, 3 times 5. So let's go ahead and use this information to divide. Dina makes 21 jars of tomato sauce. She puts 7 jars in each box to sell at the market. How many boxes does Dina need? So I know there's a total of 21 and she's dividing them or placing them into boxes. Each box has 7 jars. So she's dividing by 7 because each group will have 7 jars in them, each box. The boxes are the groups. I don't know how many groups she has, but I do know how much will be in each group. So that's why in this case, my array, I'm going to start by showing the rows because I do know how many she'll have in each row. I just don't know how many rows she's going to have. So I know the size of the group, 7. I don't know how many groups that is. So let's start by drawing each group or each row in my array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I have 7. So that's one group, one box of jars. And I'm going to keep going until I get to 21. So another box of jars would be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 2 boxes of jars. I don't have enough yet, so I'm going to keep going. Add another box of jars. So our third box of jars, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have 3 boxes of jars. And I'm going to stop here because I know that's how much she started with. She had 21 jars. She's placing 7 in each box. So here I can see that she only needs 3 boxes. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. So let's try one together. Please pause the video now and grab a sheet of paper and a pencil if you don't already have one with you. And then press play once you're ready so that we can do this next problem together. Again, pause now and get the materials you need to work with me. So let's get started. Caesar needs 12 note cards. He arranges 12 note cards into piles of 6 for his presentation. Draw an array to represent the problem. 12 divided by 6 equals blank. So let's think about this. He has 12 note cards and he's placing them or arranging them into piles of 6. So would the piles of 6 be the size of the group, the number in each group? Or would that be how many groups he has or that he's going to make out of these cards? So is the 6 the number of groups or how many are in each group? Right. Well, I hope you said the size of the group. That's how many he's going to have in each group. It says piles of 6. If you think of a pile, right? If let's say you're separating candy and you make piles of candy, each pile is a separate group. And he's making piles of 6. So I know the size of the group. I know there's going to be 6 in each group. So let's go ahead and draw 6 in one group. And in our array, each group will be the row across. So we have 6. And what we want to do is keep going, keep adding piles of 6 until we get to 12 note cards. So far we have 6. Let's go ahead and add another group and go ahead and do this and count with me. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can stop there because he only had 12 note cards. We can't keep adding because there's no more cards to add into each pile. So what would our answer be then? How many note cards are in each, how many piles of note cards did he make? So he made 2 piles, as you can see in our array, 1 and 2. So I want you to try this very last one. I'm just going to read it and annotate with you, and then I want you to try it on your own. Rick puts 15 tennis balls into cans. Each can holds 3 balls. How many cans will he need? So again, take some time to think about this. What is the 3 balls representing? Are they the size of the group, or is it the number of groups that he's going to be making? So pause now, solve this problem, and then press play when you're ready to check your work. Again, pause the video now, press play when you're ready to check your work. Hey, welcome back. If you're watching now, that means you've solved and you're ready to check your work. If you are not ready, please press pause and then press play when you're ready to check. So I know he has 15 tennis balls and he's placing them into the cans. Each can will hold 3 balls. So that means my rows are going to be 3, rows of 3. Because each row, like I said before, is the group. So, and in this case, the groups are representing the cans. So 3 in a can, and I'm going to keep adding on rows until I get to 15. So let's go ahead and count together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I can stop here because I've reached the number I started with, 15. So how many cans would that be? Well, 1 row, 1 can, 2 rows, 2 cans, 3, 4, 5. So he will need 5 cans. And 15 divided by 3 equals 5. Also, I hope you noticed this array here is very similar to this one. This array on the bottom represents 3 times 5. This array would represent the opposite, or the 5 times 3. While they both equal 15, the arrays are not the same. It's like one was tilted on its side. Because in this case, we have 5 rows of 3, and the arrays on the bottom, we have 3 rows of 5. And that is why we use this top array to represent 15 divided by 3, because we knew the size of each group, but we didn't know how many groups that would make. Thank you so much for watching. Please message me on Schoology or Google Chats or Google Hangouts if you have any questions.